What's up everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we explore the fascinating world of real estate. I'm your friendly neighborhood real estate agent, Ian Jimeno, and I'm really excited to go through this video. We're going to compare what $500,000 can get you in LA, California versus Denver, Colorado. So picture this, we got the palm trees, we got the beach, we got the ocean, all within minutes away. But what can we exactly find for $500,000 in Los Angeles? So you gotta hold on tight because I think what I'm about to show you is really surprising. Now let's bring it back to the Mile High City. With a budget of $500,000, you got the booming tech scene, you got some pristine nature and excellent craft breweries. So what can you get in Denver? Spoiler alert, you can get a lot more than a 600 square foot studio. So I'll be showing you a bunch of different things from spacious condos to some really good looking single family homes. And I'll show you some ways to mitigate your mortgage through a little strategy called house hacking. So stick around and let's go on this real estate journey together, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get on to it. So we're not just going to be talking about the city of Denver and the city of LA. I'm also going to be talking about the neighborhoods and the cities around it as well. And let me know in the comments below whether you want to hear more about the Denver suburb areas, because I want to make sure that you guys are well taken care of. So to put a timestamp on everything, as of May 2023, we're looking at the median home price within Denver of approximately $580,000. So I'm going to be having this range of approximately $475,000 to $525,000. As of right now, the market in Denver is, it's a little bit more of a seller's market and there's lower inventory nowadays. However, depending on the property and depending what we can negotiate, I would say having that $525,000 buffer means that we can probably negotiate it down to $500K in some cases. Now, with that being said, let's get on to our first property. Let's stick with the Denver area first. So all these properties are going to be within the city of Denver or the surrounding areas. The first place that's active on the market right now is 3194 Iowa Avenue. It's listed at $495,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, and 1,900 square feet. What's nice about it is that there's no HOA and it's a single family home, and on the inside it looks really nice. It's a 1-car attached garage as well, and you're looking at about $261 per square foot. This house looks a little bit lived in, and it looks like there's someone still living in there. But what's great about this property is that it backs up into a gulch and a playground. You have no backyard neighbors. You have recessed lighting, some canned lights, and the kitchen looks pretty good too with that backsplash. So the basement downstairs is unfinished. It looks like you might be able to add one more bedroom or one more bathroom, thus increasing the value of the property and getting it to that next tier of comps when you try to resell the property. What's really cool about this property too is that it has a really wide driveway and you can fit a lot of cars on that driveway. So you get a lot of off-street parking options. The backyard doesn't look too great, but I feel like they can add value to the property, assuming that you like landscaping. So not a bad first start for Denver. I mean, a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,900 square feet for less than $500,000, that's not a bad deal at all. What's cool about this area too is that you're not far away from Harvey Park or Ruby Hill. I went to Ruby Hill Park once during the snow when there was a lot of snow at the park, and it's really fun for inner tubing. So for property number 2 that I want to go over, it is 3394 Kearney Street over in Denver. It's over in the North Park Hill area, and you're like minutes away from the Denver Zoo and also from the 70, which takes you right into the mountains. So I'll be honest here, I did cheat a little bit on this property. It is worth $560,000 right now. It's a 5-bed, 2-bath, 1,884 square feet, and I think there's a cool little strategy here that I think you should implement. The inside looks really nice, it looks really done up, and even the fencing in the backyard and even the front yard looks well maintained. You got some stainless steel appliances, a really cool backsplash, and the flooring looks really good too. So with this property in specific, full transparency here, it is half of a duplex, so you're going to be sharing one wall with the other unit. However, there is a particular part of the house that just really caught my eye. And what that is that separate entrance from the outside going straight into the basement. So it looks like you have the potential of having 2 beds and 1 bath downstairs. So if you have one whole unit downstairs, you can operate that as a short-term rental or a long-term rental so that you can make additional income to help subsidize your living expenses. That's what I call house hacking. And I'm an expert at it. I've been doing it for a long time myself, and I think you can definitely do it too with my help if you need it. The backyard looks really nice as well. You got your own little fire pits. There's not too much lawn that you have to worry about, especially with sprinklers, having to pay for that water bill. It looks very self-sustainable. I'd say the two biggest drawbacks here is that there's no AC and then there's no garage either. Sometimes with people that are living in Denver or want to live in Denver, they worry about either the snow or hail or something like that. It's very reasonable to have a garage that you want for your own home. But honestly, my car is outside and I don't find it too detrimental. I haven't had any dents or significant damage from hail yet. I'm taking that risk. And what's really cool about this place too is that you're minutes away from Skyland Park. You got a basketball court over there and some tennis courts. I think there's something for everyone over there, especially within walking distance. All right, whew, it's getting kind of hot in here. It must be the smoking deals that we're seeing. That was way too cheesy. But now going up to the Northglenn area, which is approximately 20-25 minutes driving north on the 25, you're looking at a $480,000 brand new build, 3-bed, 3-bath. It's about 1,400 square feet, and like I said, it's brand new, so you don't have to worry about buying a brand new water heater, new roof, new appliances, things like that. It's already built in. So this property is not a single family home, it's a townhome. So you're gonna be sharing that wall with someone else, but honestly, at that price point, with everything brand new, I think it might be worth it. Especially when you have an attached 2 garage spaces and the HOA monthly fee is only $60. The AC is already built in and it's approximately $334 per square foot. The area looks pretty attractive. You got the East Lake Reservoir as well as a whole bunch of restaurants. You got Chick-fil-A, Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, and even Outback Steakhouse. I mean, I'm not complaining. That's a lot of steakhouses though. And you're literally just minutes away from the 25. I want to say it's like 4 minutes away. So easy access to the highway. You got the reservoir not too far away, a brand new house, all for less than $500,000. Now we're moving on to the Cherry Creek neighborhood. Over here is 3905 East 2nd Avenue over in the Cherry Creek area. You are biking distance away from the Cherry Creek shopping mall, but all your favorite restaurants and really cool scene is over here. This condo was built in the 1930s, but it definitely does not look like it. The photos look fantastic here. There is one garage space for you, but the monthly HOA amount is about $300. The layout is really nice. You got a lot of natural light coming in through the kitchen, and I think there's a lot of room for entertainment too. You kind of get a yard as well. It doesn't look too well maintained, but nonetheless, I think you're mostly focusing on the interior and your experience immediately outside of your living situation. This particular property has seen a $20,000 decrease, so maybe the market's still adjusting to this price range. What's nice too is that a lot of the other attractions here in the Denver area, like the Denver Botanic Gardens, East Colfax, and a lot of the restaurants on East Colfax, is still really approachable and minutes away from this location. And if you were to ever move out of the place, you also have the Rose Medical Center to attract a lot of the traveling nurses. Let's say if you wanted to rent it out for 3, 4, 5 months at a time, just to make that extra income while you're on vacation or something like that, there's definitely a way to attract those types of guests. And I could definitely help you out with that because that's exactly what I do here in the Denver area. And a lot of my other clients as well. So at $490,000, a 2-bed, 1-bath for 1,100 square feet, it's not too bad. I think you're mainly buying the area that you're in and you being minutes away from downtown Denver, the zoo, botanic gardens, and things like that. So up next is another condo for approximately $475,000. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,300-ish square feet, and you get a lot of bang for your buck for this place. There are some updates that need to happen within the property itself, but nonetheless, a lot of it is taken care of and you're even closer to the city here. The neighborhood is Cap Hill, and you're minutes away from Botanic Garden, Broadway, and just the scene here with the city life. You do get an attached garage, but you do have to pay $330 per month for HOA. So yeah, the house will need some updating, and I feel like if you were to live in this place, you can actually make things work here. Especially if you're just updating 1 bath at a time, you always have a second bathroom to use while the first one is under construction. And with 3 bedrooms, you still have a lot of space and a lot of living area for you to just go about your day. There is a storage unit for this place. However, I do want to say that there's a shared laundry space as well. So For those people that want to have their own in-house laundry, like washer and dryer, it is not at this location, unfortunately. But like I said earlier, you are paying for convenience for that walkability. There's a lot of things going on just around you, downtown Denver, the Botanic Gardens, the zoo, and things like that. So it's not too far away from the house that we just talked about, but it's in that Cap Hill area. You're closer to the Capitol building of Colorado, which is pretty cool. And the last home I want to introduce you to is this beautiful place. It's about $490,000, 4-bed, 4-bath at 1,900 square feet over in the Aurora area. And with 2,100 square feet, you have a lot of living space here. More specifically in Aurora, it is in the Talons Reach area. So it's like a lot of newer developments happening, and I feel like it's an up-and-coming neighborhood in that area. So this particular property was built in 2003. It already has heating, cooling, all that good stuff, and 2 spaces in your garage. At $236 per square foot, it is really not a bad deal at all. In my opinion, you might have to do some painting when you move in. You got those pinks, blues, and greens, and if you don't want things as quote-unquote loud, it's just a simple paint job. Don't let that deter you from a sweet deal. So this property is in an HOA of approximately $100 a month, and it also backs up to the 470 Express Freeway. So you have no backyard neighbors, and I think it's just far enough that you don't hear a lot of the traffic going on in the backyard. And like I said earlier, it's in that newer development area, and you got the Aurora Reservoir not too far away. So if you're into boats, jet skiing, or whatever that might be, you're in for a real good treat over there. And not too far away, I'd say like within 2 minutes, you got Olive Garden, Chick-fil-A, PF Chang's, and a lot of really good restaurants for you to take out your family. And lastly, this property has a really big basement area. You have a couple of bedrooms down there and a really big backyard for entertaining. And with this big backyard, it has a lot of entertainment potential here. All in all, I think this is a pretty good deal, especially for a 4-bed, 4-bath for less than $500,000. It's just a little bit out there. You're going to be taking like 40-ish minutes in order to get to downtown Denver. But if you're really not into that, I think this is a really good place for that small family. So there you have it. As far as like the Denver side, you got some good apartments, condos, townhomes, whether it's brand new build or a single family home that's really not that old, built in 2003. I feel like you have a lot of options here in the Denver area, and as someone might expect, you're not going to get the same results over in LA. Or would you? Now let's go over to LA. We are over at 580 West Main Street. And it's over in the Alhambra area. There's a lot of cool restaurants here, and I think you could take full advantage of it and entertaining yourself and a lot of your friends if they come to visit you. So this particular property is about $525,000, 2-bed, 2-bath, 730 square feet with a ton of amenities. You get a nice little park and a tennis court all within the vicinity of the complex. Built in 2005, it has an attached garage space over in the parking garage, but it does have shared washer-dryer capabilities. It's not in unit, unfortunately. And there's a monthly HOA fee of about $286 per month. With this property, it's about $714 per square foot, so you're not getting as much bang for your buck here. Looks like you might have to do some updating while you live in the place, maybe the appliances being updated, but the flooring looks fine and it definitely looks move-inable. I think that's a word, move-inable, like you can just move in. Bear with me here. So looking at the general vicinity as well, you got Costco not too far away, Kohl's, and Home Depot. Plus you're just minutes away from Pasadena, or if you need to get into LA itself. All in all, not too shabby, especially with an In-N-Out burger minutes away too. So not too far away from the place that we were just talking about is a $525,000 single family home, 2-bed, 1-bath at about 725 square feet. Off of Portola Avenue, I'd say it's maybe like 10 minutes away from that condo that we just saw, but nonetheless, you're now in LA, and let's see what we can get here. So this particular home looks pretty good on the inside. Floor looks fine. Maybe the sunroom has interesting choice colors, but I think what might be a little bit more deterrent for certain buyers is that it was built in 1920. And I myself, I own a property over in San Diego, and it's a 1930s build, and I can tell you that a lot of infrastructure problems have been happening ever since I've owned it for the past 4-ish years. For example, the foundation's a little bit iffy, and I had to fix that, and I know the electrical has to be replaced as well in the near future, or maybe when I have to sell it. But with this particular place, you got stainless steel appliances, you got 2 garage spaces, and it looks kind of nice, especially with all the vegetation all within the yard. So not bad at all. This house definitely feels like that California vibes house. So with this home, I think with CSU LA not too far away and you being a little bit closer to the downtown area, I think you can attract a lot of renters if you were to just hold on to this place. And if you really want to subsidize your mortgage and make your living expenses a little bit more bearable, I would say find a way to have that 2-car garage converted into a studio. That way you could get like $2,000, maybe even $2,500 per month while you live in that other home. What's nice about this place is that it is a single family home and is not part of a community or HOA, so there's no HOA fees. So now we're looking into the Hollywood area. We got 6253 Hollywood Boulevard. It's right off the strip. And I have no doubt with this particular apartment that you will have endless things to do. There's so many things within walking distance, especially being in Hollywood, that you're just going to be endlessly entertained. No pun intended. With this apartment, it's $525,000, a 1-bed, 1-bath at 850 square feet. It's definitely not the most attractive, but it has that industrial feel, and maybe it might be for those artists or people that just need a place to stay that want to be in the center of the action. The only real drawback here, I mean, there's some drawbacks depending on who I'm asking, but I think the biggest drawback here is that there's a $1,290-ish HOA. And it doesn't really feel very homey, right? It feels very industrial, almost like an artist's studio versus a home for your family. Although I don't think you need to do very much upgrading. You also have a washer dryer in unit, so you don't have to go up and down with your laundry. And I think this is for those bachelors or bachelorettes that just want to be closer to the city and just enjoy themselves. What's really cool about this place is that it has that rooftop access. If you were to just go up there, hang out with your friends on a bright sunny day in California, it is pretty much the California dream, especially being in Hollywood. You're not too far away from Broadway, and you can see the Capitol Records building not too far away too. Like, I don't think you could get even closer to the center of the action. Like, the Hollywood Walk of Fame is steps away from your apartment there. And even though it's at a price point of $525,000, the HOA really kills that deal, especially with another almost $1,300 a month that you're spending just for HOA. Now let's go to the south side of LA. We're gonna go to the Long Beach area. So it is listed on Zillow as a stock cooperative, which I'm not exactly sure what that means. However, for this place, it's a $499,000 2-bed, 3-bath, and 1,300 square foot place. Built in 1965, you also get a garage space, but the monthly HOA fee is approximately $560. It's definitely not a bad looking place. You got a lot of square footage, especially for a 2-bed, 3-bath. Flooring looks great, and there's not much improvements that need to happen on the home. You also get some amenities too. You got a cool looking pool, and you get a small-ish backyard. It's just enough for a porch area. I wouldn't recommend anyone with dogs just to live in here because of the small yard area. Nonetheless, the kitchen looks pretty decent too. The living area looks fine. I think if you were to just upgrade the kitchen a little bit, it might improve your resale value. Not too far away is CSU Long Beach, and actually over in the Belmont area, you got a dog park, you got a whole strip of beach as you go south. Honestly, it's a pretty attractive location for all your beach wants and needs. So as you might notice, there's just a lot of drawbacks with the apartment situation, especially if you're trying to keep within a certain monthly budget. So even though we're at that $500,000 budget range, there's a lot of places that have an HOA fee of like $300, $500, or even $1,200 per month. So I'll be honest with you, I kind of had a tough time trying to find some single family homes that were decently looking without them having to be flips or complete rehabs. Especially with that $500,000 budget, you kind of have to look for apartments or condos that fit that, but then the HOA kind of kills the deal like I mentioned before. Nonetheless, like I keep mentioning, it's just the location. The real estate in Los Angeles attracts a certain type of person that likes that beach feel or just wants to be in the center of the action. But I can make the same argument over in Denver, and it's still more affordable than the LA area. Alright, so now back to the list. We have another $500,000 home. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath, and 630 square feet. 1625 West 60th Street over in the LA area. I think this is in the Van Ness area, so definitely still pretty central. So this house looks a little bit older. It's a 1925 build, and you have a 2-car garage as well. The lawn looks fine, you have some stainless steel appliances, and the flooring looks pretty good too, so not too shabby. Another reason why this house attracted me so much is because of this 2-car garage in the back. What's cool about this place is that you can convert that 2-car garage into an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit. And you could probably get like $2,000 or $2,500 a month for a 1-bed, 1-bath if you convert that garage. Plus, when you sell the place, if you sell the whole lot, you're now selling a 3-bed, 2-bath versus a 2-bed, 1-bath. And not too far away is Home Depot, Food for Less, and Harvard Park. Sometimes it's just really tough to see, even with the $500,000 budget, you see a really high price per square foot. For this particular property, it's almost $800 per square foot. But nonetheless, let's go on to the last home in LA that you can get for $500,000-ish. So this last one is about $500,000, a 2-bed, 3-bath at about 1,100 square feet. It's over in the San Pedro area, which is on the south side of LA, but closer to Long Beach than LA. It was built in 1971, it's a condo, and I think it's a pretty good location. Of course, since it's a condo, you have about a $500 monthly HOA fee, and your price per square foot is around that $450 mark. So this one has a lot of amenities. You have a pool, a gym, pool tables, and also this sort of community area. The home itself looks pretty decent. You got some good flooring, you got good tiles in the bathroom, everything looks decently updated. And with this property, I'm not 100% sure if there's heating, and the AC unit is not central air, it's actually an in-wall or in-window unit. I think another big draw about this place is that it's not too far away from nature centers, the beach, no matter what direction you go, except north, because that's LA. You do get a lot of square footage for this place and a lot of entertainment space. So all in all, it's pretty attractive. I think if you want something a little bit away from the city and something closer to the nature reserves, this place might be for you. So that wraps up our exploration of that $500,000 budget between LA and Denver. I hope this made a lot of sense to you as far as like that eye-opening comparison between the two cities. There is a lot of stark contrast between the two, and I don't know if you can really compare apples to apples in both locations. It really does depend on what you want. And you know, anything real estate related, it's not necessarily about the price tag, but the overall feel of the home. Are you a bachelor? Do you have a family? Do you have dogs? There's just so many variables per person. And if you really want to talk things out, make sure you hit me up. I'm a licensed broker in the Colorado area. I can definitely help you out with Denver. I've visited LA a number of times, and maybe I can refer you to a proper agent over there, but I could definitely help you out in the Denver area or greater Denver area, not just the city of Denver. So if you found this video helpful or entertaining, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I am always providing a lot of good, useful tips and educating you on the Denver real estate space or just the home buying space in general. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week. I'm Ian Jimeno. See ya.